Hello, this video is about the installation of an FA Italia center pegs footrest for a P series, PX series, Stella, and possibly LML scooter. This product does not come with instructions, and I will show the steps that I do to make the installation a little easier and make it fit the bike better. One of the first things that I do is I grind down the inside edge that's going to touch the scooter because it's a little snug and could actually bite into the scooter and be a possible place for rust to start. The other thing that I do is I change the center stand bolts. I put slightly longer ones to accommodate the thickness of the back plate. The other thing that I do when replacing those bolts is I just replace them one at a time, so it doesn't necessitate taking off the center stand, then having to deal with the spring, etc. One thing you may discover is that the back plate can only be used on the last two holes because the front one does not line up. I think it's helpful to place your scooter on some sort of a stand. I use a scissor stand with some blocks because at some point, to access the bolts of the center stand, you're going to need to move it back and forth, and this allows that access. It might be a good idea to put the bike in gear or put a chock behind the rear wheel. Safety is always a good idea. Now here you can see I have the back plate attached to the scooter being held in by the center stand bolts, and you can probably hopefully see that I've ground it down enough that it's not biting into the frame to the scooter itself, and I've rounded the edges pretty well, so it should be a very good fit and not cause any trouble with rust. Now, when installing the center bar that's going to go with these foot pegs, it's important to put that in there before you put the other side on, and bring that nut all the way as far down as possible to make it easier to put the other side in. And then we can begin to tighten this down and put together. So now you can see that I have the center rod in. I'm about to bolt down this side of the footrest, and then I will adjust the nuts for the center rod, and it should be pretty good. Now I have the center rod installed, and what I've done to keep these two pegs from hitting on each other is I've tightened the inner nuts a little bit against this part to keep that a good even space. And one thing I would probably opt to do later on when I can get to the hardware store is get nuts with the plastic inserts to prevent these from loosening up and coming off. Down here they do have nuts with plastic inserts, which is a good idea, and that could help to certainly keep those where they belong. So I think this represents a good example of an installation. If there's any questions, certainly I'll try to answer those for you, but I hope that you have found this informative and a good guide for installing your own footrest foot pegs. Thanks for watching.